That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000. You can legally get your tax debt under control and in many cases get the breathing room you need. Garnished wages, property seizures, bank levies can stop immediately, but you have to call. Many of our specialists are IRS enrolled agents. They know the system and how to make it work for you. Don't wait for the IRS to come down on you. Act now so you can get your tax debt under control. Call the Riverside office today for free info at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. September 6, 2021 is where it's at. Can't believe 9/11's happening around the corner 20 years after the date of 9/11. A lot of questions happening in social media as well as around the world. What have we learned since then? What have we unfortunately gotten since then? As of the last year and a half, some have said, man, this is one of the most dismal times in our human history. And I would tend to agree with many of you in that situation, especially as we're going into October, November, and December in the cold and flu months, exasperating by the existing variants that now it seems like every single day we're talking about it. One who joins me all the time and gives me the 411 on things coming up from his head because he is a thinking person is Jesse Sanchez. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning. I don't know. I have thoughts. I don't have thoughts. I'm not sure.
You have a lot of thoughts that you've been more right on wrong. I think if somebody went back on some of our history of our own shows, they would say, wow, you both were like fortune tellers of all bad and done good. But that's called warning, Jesse.
That it is. That it is. We dive through the news so you don't have to.
Yeah, and then we go and look into the future of what could possibly happen. We have not tried to spell doom and gloom. We have just kind of spelled how to be safe during it all, how to figure it out, and then some. I know some of our shows my mom even listens to, and she goes, wait a minute, is that going to happen? And then later on she goes, I knew it was going to happen that way. I go, Mom, you knew because you heard it on our show. Like, there's some news stories where I'm like, she goes, this happened, that happened. I go, I know, I covered it this morning. She goes, you did? Because I saw it on the other news as well. I go, that's because Jesse and I are smart. No, I'm just kidding. I don't say that, but I should. All right, so if you have a friend or family member that needs to watch a show, I say you will be ahead of the times and then some. This is where we theorize, and usually more often than not, I have been pretty correct on a good majority of it. Not all of it. I remember last year we were talking about things, China and India, but China and India still big, two huge world powers. Now you've got Afghanistan and the situation there, what's going to happen there, and now we've got, again, situations with coronavirus, which these are some of the top headlines. Like this, volunteers are helping the poorest survive the worst COVID surge. I recently took a look at the existing amount of people left on this earth. And Jesse, I'm not going to lie, wasn't it as of last year that we talked about, like, how many do you think are on the globe around the world? Just out of curiosity.
Oh yeah, you told me this one time and I was way off.
Yeah, it starts with a B, not an M, obviously. But
let me guess, 8 billion.
Yeah, as of last year, it was about 8.6, right? The latest one that I just looked up yesterday, world population of 2021, as of August 2021, is about 7.9 billion. How did it go down that much? If you've done the research, you'll see that's a huge number to drop down that significantly. Some people call it world population control. Others call it, giving more land to others. I say, if anything, that's a lot of misery and heartache all at once. I literally this Saturday actually had to be on a funeral Zoom, which is now the norm. I don't know if you've been on any of those, Jesse. Have you?
No, I have not. I am so glad I have not been on one of those.
Yeah, they're actually not as dismal and or weird as other funerals, and you have to go in person. In that, you get to see everyone that's on their Zoom, and then you can say your regards. And I mean, how do I say it's become the norm almost every other weekend with friends or family members that have been they don't have the actual funeral per se. Some do, some don't. In certain ones, they kind of give a talk, like a memorial talk, and then everyone kind of says their things during it. It's not a normal way of doing it, but it's kind of the only way to do it. The good thing is, even if you're away from the location, you don't have to travel there, like, you know. But I could imagine funeral homes and such are in a way just kind of going, what do we do next? But my point is, as far as those, if you've lost somebody, it's no fun having to be on a Zoom call. But it's good to know you're not alone, right? So I had to be on one that my mom's like, oh, there's another woman that we used to know way back in the day. We used to go to, you know, our Christian congregation meetings with, and I remember them very well, and, you know, they died as well. So it's like we were losing so many friends at different things, not always coronavirus, by the way. But having said that, you know, there's a lot of situations happening in hospitals and some just not working out. So if you feel a person that you want to remember right now is in your thoughts, then I do say continue to think about them and think about the loved ones that they leave behind. Always remember the loved ones, because if those ones were alive, they would want you to check in on them, right? I think that would be the concern of the day, just coming out from literally like multiple funeral situations. They were all at the same time at 2:00. I'm like, oh my goodness, how do you prioritize? You kind of don't, but there you go. So, all right. In other news, we got a lot of things happening. Here's the latest update regarding coronavirus, so you're abreast of it all. The United States is facing a surge. If you haven't already known about it, it's the Delta variant spreads. Lately, there's a lot more of them, including several others that we kind of made fun of, like the Mu. The Mu is relevant. It's here in LA, according to some people watching the news. Nearly 350 children are hospitalized in Texas, according to state data. This is the state that I think keeps getting brought up because, unfortunately, this is the state that kept fighting it all. So they're kind of making the headlines in that you go, okay, well, if they fought it and they're there, then what else should we do about it? According to the Texas Department of State Health Services Online, which was last updated, there were 345 pediatric patients in hospitals across the Lone Star State. That was up from 282 on Thursday afternoon. The data shows there are 73 staffed pediatric intensive care units in all of Texas. Since the new school year began, some 52,000 students have tested positive for COVID-19, according to certain data. That's not good. It's going to be exacerbated as we go on into the cold and flu time. And if you haven't already gotten your second shot and or booster shot, I recommend that you do so, especially if you're already at risk. Booster shots for the Moderna vaccine will have to wait at least 1 week after the September 20th target because of delay in submitting data. That's according to Dr. Anthony Fauci. He said that Pfizer was able to submit their data to the Food and Drug Administration about the vaccine booster shot, and it's been examined and ready to go. Moderna is behind in submitting their data, causing the delay. He said, quote, what you might see is rather than the simultaneous rolling out of the booster program of both those products, you may be sequential by about a week or two. I don't think that is a major issue there, but we would have liked to have seen it happen all together simultaneously. So that's the situation there. Florida, of course, is in the news. Again, these are the ones that we kind of blasted a couple times, right, Jesse, about Florida and Texas?
Oh yeah, those are the states that have the best news that comes out of it. More like crazy people. I don't know. It's such a crazy state.
It is. It's a crazy state. Jesse loves it. He visited it for a wedding, right? And I said, please get back here. Do not stay and do not delay, right? Thank God. But, you know, but it's like, how do you not? Seriously. 3 Florida school districts have filed a legal challenge against the state health department seeking to invalidate an emergency rule that allows parents to opt out of mask mandates. So now they're fighting over the mask situation. The petition argues that the emergency rule issued after Governor Ron DeSantis ordered the health department to protect parents' choice when it comes to masking the children exceeds its authority and is invalid. The school districts in Alachua, Broward, and Orange counties all require students and staff to wear masks. Requested that an administrative judge hear the case. We're still getting bothered by this. Seriously, do you know how many countries around the world gladly say, okay, fine, I'll wear a face mask, not a big deal? especially going into the cold and flu months. I guarantee, Jesse, in the next couple of months, Florida's going to be a high peak surge. What do you think?
Most likely. You know, for me, I kind of enjoy wearing the mask mainly on windy days. I have allergies,
Uh-huh.
so you know what I'm saying? So it
Mm-hmm.
helps control it. I don't know about other people, but that's for me. I don't mind it
No,
as long as I'm wearing it for long periods of time.
I've done the same actually when it's cold out and like you have your own breath. You're like it's like a nice little warm muzzle for your face. You know what I mean? Am I wrong on that?
No, I don't think you're wrong. I mean, I've done some stupid stuff. Like as long as I tell you not, I put some candy in my mask. I just nibble on it, little gummy bears.
You know what? I cannot even hate on
Or you
that.
know what? If you have like some gummy rope, just tie it like this, put it in, and just
With gummy rope. Okay, you know what? Hey, some people do beer in the can on their head, others do not. It is what it is, right, Jesse? You know you want one of those without beer though. Probably
oh
Kool-Aid.
no, mine would be Dr. Pepper.
Tang. Oh, Dr. Pepper. Oh, actually, that sounds good. Okay, now I got that in my head. So there you go. They're still fighting about that. I say you're stupid, and really, we're fighting about that. Let's fight about, money and figuring out how much money everybody's going to make. Let's do that. TSA have seen a Labor Day weekend travel uptick, obviously. Over 2.1 million people were screened at the U.S. airport security checkpoints. That was as of Friday, the highest checkpoint volume since August 15th. Americans have flocked to airports to travel for the Labor Day weekend, despite the threat of the Delta variant. Of course, whenever there's travel, there's what? Hello, spreading of more germs. It's just a thing that happens. The U.S. Daily average remains around 153,000 cases a day, which is up 964% in the last 2 months when it comes to coronavirus, just so you know. Overnight Friday, the U.S. recorded its second single highest day of COVID cases. This was Friday, literally just before the weekend, with more than 170,000 new cases reported. Every state in the country is experiencing high community transmission. The South leads the country with their highest case rates. Tennessee, South Carolina have the country's highest case rate, followed by Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, and Wyoming, all with case rates above 600 per 100,000 people. And again, I know some people go, well, that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you want to go to the hospital for regular routine management of maybe, any other said things, you want to make sure that the hospital is able to do what they need to do for all of you. So you kind of want to maintain a good amount of people not there that have coronavirus and or ones that actually close down because they just get kind of inundated with a bunch of sick people. So having said that, again, make sure that you're safe, make sure that your family are safe, make sure that going into the coming months, like we did last year, as much as I'd like to think, oh, okay, we're not in that situation again. We are going into that situation. Make sure you have a VR headset. Make sure that you take care of each other, and make sure that you get to be friends with others. I know Maria Yankopoulos, who actually said it as well. I think last year she has a headset. She bought one for her and her mom. I think we're going into the next coming months that way as well. Just be prepared for it. And if you don't know any games that are good for VR, find out, seriously. Nicole Hansen says, thank you for being a voice of reason. I used to eat colds within a day or two of grocery shopping. Not once since wearing a face mask. We'll keep it on. Thanks very much. Nicole, smart lady, by the way. You and I got to hook up. She's got some great things happening over there, doing a lot of good stuff as well, bringing awareness. Let's see. And Jesse, evidently you read a Yahoo story that made you spit out the water you were drinking. So we're going to talk about that next because I know Mario wants to hear that. And again, we appreciate our Canadian friends for tuning in. Also a nurse, and keep her safe as well. Wear your face mask. Remember our frontline workers. We only have so many, right, Jesse?
Oh yeah, frontline workers. Yeah, there are angels that are in on Earth. To me, my eyes anyway.
Exactly. Okay, so we'll talk about the Yahoo story next here on The Morning Show. I'll be right back.
I can guarantee you'll probably laugh.
Okay, I guarantee I probably will too.
I'm just like, are you serious? I don't know.
All right. As I say, don't give me a hint. We'll do it fresh, like Oprah. I remember having a dream once that Oprah was on the show. She was on the show. She was like in a studio of some sort. And then she gave me like some much needed counsel. When Oprah gives you counsel in a dream, you listen.
Right?
All right, let's see here. All right. Well, let's see. Social media, tune it up. Say hello. Let us know what you've been doing with your time. Katya Wunderland says hello. From Switzerland, we say hello to our Switzerland friend. Mara says we all need one so we can hang out and game. I agree with that. I have two now. One of which I was gonna sell, because they were selling out like crazy. But I also got it because I thought, well, maybe it'll be a light on for my mom, right? So I got the Oculus and I have the Vive Pro. But I got the Oculus one that it was selling like hotcakes in China. So I was like, okay, how can I make some money on it? But yep. Doesn't everybody lie about their weight loss? It's an up and down scale thing. It is not easy.
I just lost 20 pounds. What'd you do? I threw my wallet away. No. Wait, let me take off my shoes. That's an extra 10 pounds.
Oh man, right? No, you know what? Look, whatever works for you at the time, as long as it keeps you healthy, and then some, I say do it. But I don't know the situation, so I'm sure Maria knows it. But okay, let's see. Charges will delay.
I saw Snake Eyes.
Oh, did you see it? Was it good?
Do you really want to know?
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate it?
I'd rate it a 7. I actually enjoyed it more than the G.I. Joe movies.
Well, then that's a good thing.
Like, I enjoyed the G.I. Joe movies. They were, campy, cheesy, whatever. Okay. But, no, I dug Snake Eyes. I enjoyed the fight sequences and just the modern day story of Snake Eyes.
Okay. Did you see the other movie that I've been wanting to see?
Which one's that? Shang-Chi?
Yeah.
I am going to go tonight to go watch it.
Okay. All right.
I'll let you know tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. I want to see both, actually. Doubleheader.
Right? 20 seconds.
That's got to get a vehicle. Seriously.
Rollerblades. Then you'll be ripped.
I'm already ripped. In my feet. That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, where we appreciate each and every one of you for spending time with us here on the morning show. Stephanie Reed says in Ohio, it's a nice, sunny, breezy day there. That's awesome. Good to know. And always a great thing. Kajushka Freitag says hello. And social media, Katushka, I might be saying it wrong, Katjushka. Thank you for joining us as well. We appreciate you. Not sure where you're tuning in from, but I have a feeling it is European. I could be wrong. All right, what should I say? That is not European. That is completely Freitag. That's like, is it Swiss or not? No, Freitag, is that? You know what? I'm going to shut up now. We got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there that's going to save me with a news story. What's going on, Jesse?
Okay, quick question. Have you ever washed your clothes in a laundromat?
Yes. Actually, yeah, I did pretty regularly.
Okay, so this story comes out of Japan. So, police officers in the southern Japanese city of Beppu have accused a man of stealing a gross amount of women's underwear from coin laundries. Now, authorities were first alerted by an unnamed 21-year-old female college student who accused Tetsuo Urata of pilfering 6 pairs of underwears from her at a laundromat a couple weeks ago. So the police showed up on his doorstep, and where they found over 730 pieces of underwear stashed in his apartment. How disturbing is that? I can't even imagine going in there and just realizing this dude has been going around for God knows how many years, is stealing people's underwear.
Um, I,
I don't know how to feel about this.
I, mm, okay,
Yeah.
so wait, how many? Okay, let's start off with the coins part. Let's start off with what he thought was a good idea and how it must have like escalated into something bad. So, how did he? What was the money or the change? What happened?
So no, just over the years he's been pilfering, people's underwear out of the laundromat. Walk in there, steal a piece of underwear, and then walk back out. So this guy's been doing it for so many years to have acquired 730 pieces of underwear in his apartment.
Okay, wait. So women, if your underwear go missing, it's not the actual washing machine. It's a guy going through your stuff when you're looking. Oh, I get it. When you look away, or you probably get stuff on the way, and then he just goes. That's disgusting. Uh,
Right? It's just the fact that you turn your head and he goes through your things. It's so disturbing
but I'll
on
give
so.
him credit for getting it after it got washed and not before, right, Jesse?
Oh God, I didn't even think about that. Oh my God. Oh my God. That thought never crossed my mind. Thank you for putting that in there.
I mean, did he wait? He's like, I'm gonna wait till that gets washed. That's not what I want to. Like, I don't fully understand the mentality of that. I don't know that I don't even want to. I don't even admit that I might have done it once or twice. My point is this. Okay, it was with my ladies, which we were dating at the time. So I'm totally, I helped her with the laundry. So you know, it just it happens, right? If you're going steady with someone back in the day, right? You help them with the laundry kind of thing, until you go, see my stuff, right? That's when you're new in a relationship. When you've been like older relationship, you're like, got it, okay, you're folding them, right? Taking care of them. That's what a good boyfriend and or husband does for their lady, right? Period in a story, right? I mean, she does that for your stuff, right? Jesse, you did get engaged, so these are the type of things you're gonna want to ask yourself. Are you ready to do your late? Have you done your lady's laundry yet?
No, I have not done her laundry, but laundry is just laundry. We all wear clothes. I wouldn't be going around stealing people's underwear. I mean, that's just weird on so many levels. And you know what? This is just one guy who's been caught. I can't even imagine the ones who have not been caught. And plus, this is Japan, so I don't even want to think about what's going on in America.
Got it, Japan. All right. Well, then there you go. On the same subject, I want to educate people on since we're talking about laundry and underwear. I want to give some inspiration here. You're probably wondering how I can do that, right? Scientists are coming together to make cleaner underwear for astronauts. There you go. For astronauts, the issue of clean underwear becomes pressing. Did you know this? Is this a question that you've ever asked yourself? I want to become an astronaut. Am I going to get clean underwear when I get up there?
No, oh my God, no, I didn't even think about that. I always thought they would just wear diapers, but
Well,
now I'm curious how they go to the bathroom now.
well, since there are no washing machines, think about it. How does an astronaut take care of their laundry in space, Jesse?
I would think they would just put them in a little container and just jettison them down to Earth.
Like a spin cycle? Oh, I see what you. Oh no, I thought like you would just spin cycle it, right?
No, it's like, all right, everyone get your dirty clothes. We're gonna shoot it to Earth, and it's gonna burn in the atmosphere.
Disintegrate them. You know what?
What?
You have not given this much thought. I get it. It's okay.
No, I have not given it much
You
thought.
mean shuttle it down like a shuttle service for your laundry?
I guess if you want to reuse it, or you can just burn it in the atmosphere. It's all good.
It could be like a robot shuttle, right? Okay. So here's the deal. There are no washing machines aboard space stations. They didn't think about it that far. They're like, we need the room. We don't want to put washing machines. And carrying too many of them is not an option given the restrictions on luggage weight. The astronauts have to wear the same pair multiple times. I did not know that. Everybody now you're like, oh, think about it. That's how I travel, by the way. People are always upset whenever I have like 2 or 3 pairs. I'm like, what? I'll just recycle it or wear it inside out. I think like an astronaut. There you go. In a release, the European Space Agency said it is looking into how best to keep under layers of clothing clean and hygienic as humans venture onto the moon and beyond. They're collaborating with Vienna Textile Lab for this initiative. The first item spacewalkers put on is a maximum absorbency garment. You were right, Jesse. Diaper. Then their own thermal comfort undergarment. That's how they call it. You get it? It's a thermal comfort undergarment. It works not as good as the maximum absorbency garment. diaper. Followed by the long underwear like liquid cooling and ventilation garment, which actually I've seen those. Those are pretty cool. Worn next to the skin, it incorporates liquid cooling tubes and gas ventilation. I'm going to leave that right there. To keep its wearer cool and comfortable during the sustained physical exertion of work in hard vacuum. But it's reused by different spacewalkers along with the spacesuits themselves. Oh, God, that's nasty, Jesse. What if, like, the person before you had a bad case of Montezuma's revenge?
Oh my God, I just pictured that right now and just I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna make it, and it just explodes everywhere.
Oh, man, you didn't need to do the explosion part. With such long-term sharing in mind, they've commenced a new project called, I love the new words that they come up with, Biocidal Advanced Coating Technology for Reducing Microbial Activity, or Bacterma. The standard method of preventing biological contamination is the use of antimicrobial materials like silver or copper, whose ions in the presence of oxygen or water disrupt the normal working of microbial physiology. Imagine when you get in there and then they put the little thing and you're like in an emergency situation. Quick, we need to save this. And then you're stuck with that like aroma in your suit. Does it happen like that? I think these are questions others say you don't want to know. But there you go. According to this, they're trying to work on the subject. Space dirty laundry has been a long-standing problem. According to a NASA website, there are 4 things you could do with astronauts' dirty laundry in space. Number 1, see, I think like an astronaut, Jesse, wear it again.
Yeah, I would think they would just wear like overalls and just change their underwear.
Yeah, here, check this out. Oh, this makes me feel so good now. I feel better now about this. Although people are probably like, yeah, but you're not an astronaut yet. We're going to Mars, are we not? Packing enough underwear for 3 members of an expedition crew to have a clean pair for every day of a 6-month stay would mean launching at least 540 pairs of underwear into orbit. See, Jesse, you were right. Picture how big your dresser would have to be to hold all that. There's no room on the station. Plus, when it costs between $5,000 and $10,000 per pound to launch it into space, whoa, you gotta be like super fashionable. That becomes some very expensive underwear. As a result, astronauts have to stretch out how long they wear the underwear that they can take with them in order to make it last for their whole stay. Inside out, it adds additional time. It's true. Turn it into a shooting star to make sure that the ISS crew has enough food, water, and other necessities for their stay in space. The Russian Space Agency launches unmanned, this is what we're talking about, Jesse, Progress ships to carry supplies to the station. The Progress is a non-reusable spacecraft good for a one-way trip to the space station. Once it's there, the station crew has unloaded the supplies. The Progress is then loaded up with trash, including dirty laundry. Once they are fully loaded, they are burnt up in Earth's atmosphere over the Pacific Ocean. Jesse, you were right.
Oh yeah, I was right. That's the most effective way to do it. Burn it in the atmosphere. Let nature take care of it.
Yeah, who knew you were right about that? They just there's my dirty laundry. Goodbye. Grow plants. This is number 3 on the list. When Science Officer Petit decided to try and grow some tomato and basil seeds, he had aboard the station. He had a problem. Since there's no soil. Oh God, I don't even want to say the rest of this. Since there's no soil, Jesse, what would you do to soil it?
No, hydroponics.
What's hydroponics?
It's how you grow plants in like nutrient water and stuff like that. I don't want to say grow it in my own poop, so that's why I'm saying hydroponics.
Well, you're close to the subject. Since there's no soil, he had to figure out some other way to grow the plants. In his Space Chronicles, he wrote, quote, "To construct my planter, a spherical core is needed. An old pair of underwear worked well. We have supplies on station sufficient to change our underwear perhaps once every 3 to 4 days. So I figured there might be a few nutrients in there as well." Oh, God, I did not believe he just said that. An old pair... What, Jesse? This is true. An old pair of underwear was folded into a sphere and held in place with a few well-placed stitches using needle and thread from our sewing kit. At least he was advanced about it, Jesse. Think about it.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about what's growing in their underwear.
And then, check this out. Make it bacteria fodder. Russian scientists, smart guys, have been working on a new solution to the problem of dirty underwear being stored on the station. The scientists began designing a system that would use bacteria to digest the astronauts' cotton and paper underpants. The researchers said it was even possible that the methane gas given off when the bacteria ate the underwear could be used to help power the spacecraft. That's called renewable energy. Jesse, just, exasperate it with cheese, and there you go.
Wow. Okay, no comment on that one.
We
I'd
gotta
be
take
like,
a quick break, people. Hey, you know what, Marius? No, Rosalie says you cannot wear underwear inside out. I went on a 3-day trip and took 10 sets. Then I got there and I was like, crap, I forgot olive color. Oh, nasty. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back with more right after the olive color. That's smart, actually. We'll be right back with more after these messages.
oh lordy.
Hey, these are real questions that nobody asks an astronaut. I think, kids, if you ever go to NASA, talk about the underwear program. You might be surprised.
Like honestly, I never realized. I never actually thought. Like, how did they go to the bathroom? That thought never crossed my mind, and I really wish it didn't.
Well, and no one thinks about like how many times a week, like who does the laundry, right? Like,
That is true. I never thought of that. That is true. But
so
like I said, just throw everything that's not worthwhile, chuck it out of the ship, and just let it burn in the atmosphere. And pray it burns and doesn't hit somebody on the way down.
exactly. I can't believe they do exactly what you said they should do. That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see.
I'm more of a
Um,
genius than I thought. Either that or I think I saw it on TV. I see a lot of documentaries about a lot of stuff.
yeah.
So, I'd be surprised. Not surprised. I am surprised about how that guy got so many underwear. Good lord.
Well, did he stop at one? Was it like, is he trying to take DNA samples? Is he trying to recreate
No,
the
yeah,
perfect
no, see,
woman? What's going on there, you know?
yeah, just diving into the reasons why is even more disturbing.
Is or was it not that complicated? It was just like I don't want to get into the mind of somebody that does that. I really don't.
Mm-mm.
Some ladies leave underwear behind on purpose. Have you ever heard of that? Or like a bra?
No, I have not.
Oh yeah, that's called marking territory. Yep.
Oh my.
Yep.
I saw a TikTok about that and I don't want to repeat it because it's just,
But it's true, isn't it? That's
it was
called
funny.
he my man. He not your man. And then there's one that goes, whose bra is this? That's yours. Really? Yeah, I bought it the other day. I just trying to wash it. Okay, whatever.
Wow, okay, Aaron coming up with excuses already.
No, no, no. I was told this, by the way. I was told this by somebody who would often go back to the guy, and she would like find these things, and he was like, "No, that's yours, or that's somebody else's. That's not mine, or whatever," and come up with stupid answers like that. And she figured, "Wait a minute, there's a girl here." Yep, hello.
20 seconds.
And then he'd pay her off with like fancy stuff, and then she's like, "All right, fine, as long as I get money out of it." I'm like, why would you go back to that sort of thing? This is dumb. There
Yeah,
are
they just
women that do that.
10 seconds. Here we go.
Welcome back.
Welcome
Yes,
back.
it
Yes,
is the
it
morning
is the
show
morning
here on
show.
ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you. Keep coming at us with good stuff. We appreciate the comments and social media. Let's see. Maria says pot plants are grown in water, so why not veggies in space? And there you go. Although I do not want to know what type of soil you use. Although I do have an aloe vera plant, which I will say I went and got a bigger pot for it, and then it grew like exponentially, and with certain types of really good Miracle Grow soil as well, it is blossoming into a bigger plant. And if you take care of them with love, they will grow exponentially. So get yourself an aloe vera plant and or then some. Have you ever gotten yourself a plant and then watered it and just see it grow, Jesse?
I've only had one plant in my life that my mom gave me. She gave me a tiger lily. No, not tiger lily. A cobra lily. It's like a pitcher plant. They
Okay.
each. Okay, so when she got it from like Walmart or Home Depot or something like that. It was this little thing for like novelty reasons. So it had like 2 inches long, a little pitcher thing. So I watered it. I talked to it, and it just kept growing and growing. So many flies just went to it. It would just keep eating them. Nom 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 nom. So it grew for about a year and a half. I think it grew up to like a foot and a half long.
Wow.
Yeah, I was so proud of it. It was so happy, but it eventually died. I couldn't figure out how to keep it alive, and it just died. But I'm surprised I was able to keep it alive for a year and a half.
Oh, you know what? I know it's kind of like your little baby, and that's kind of the way it's kind of been for me. I wouldn't call it a baby; I just call it like a good little friend, little buddy, right? They make you happy, and it's good to see them grow. And to kind of, I remember at one point I was like, "Oh no, it's getting fried by the sun," and then some. But then it like flourished overnight, and then grew like 3 levels higher. So I was like, "Yes." So there you go. Talk to your plants, and they will appreciate it. Trust me. This is the latest. Again, remember, even though the U.S. has technically gotten out of the well, what was it? The date of getting out of Afghanistan. The Taliban. This is the latest. Murdered a pregnant policewoman in front of her family on Saturday night. That's according to her son. Her death in the central Afghanistan province of Ghor adds to mounting concerns about the repression of women under the Taliban's rule. The victim's full name was Nigar Masumi. That's what her sister told news agencies. Her killing was also confirmed by the news agency by a local journalist who said she worked in the prison and was 8 months pregnant when she died. The Taliban said to the news agency they were not involved in her death, but have launched an investigation. Yeah, I would call it, how do we cover up this stuff? Video obtained showed her son Mohammed Hanif giving his account of the murder, saying that the Taliban came inside the house where his family lives, then took himself and his brothers outside and tied them up. He says, "They killed our mother before our eyes. They killed her with a knife." Because she was pregnant, Hanif said the Taliban carried out 2 murders and called upon the government to act to find the killers and bring them to justice. If nothing is done, Hanif warned, we might have to take the law into our own hands. Bilal Karimi, a Taliban spokesman, denied the accusations, as they always do, stupid dummies. Says she hasn't been killed by the Mujahideen of the Islamic Emirate. Probably it is because of a personal animosity, but we haven't received the final result of the investigation. That's called, we're dumb. Our Mujahideen are busy investigating the incident, and we will share with you our final findings as soon as we receive it. I say that's stupid. We already know what you did. Taliban leaders have insisted publicly that women will play a prominent role in society in Afghanistan and have access to education. Yeah, they keep saying that, and yet what are we finding to be the case? They're still involved in talks over forming a government, but in recent weeks they have signaled women should stay at home, and in some instances militants have ordered women to leave their workplaces. I'm telling you. These moves are at odds with the attempt to seem more tolerant and have instead stoked fears of a return to the harsh policies of Taliban rule 2 decades ago. When women all but disappeared from public life. Some Afghan women are already opting to remain indoors as fears mount over their safety, with some families purchasing full-length burqas for female relatives. This is sad. This is really a sad situation. I know some are just like kind of over it because you're thinking about the home front here, but we cannot leave our family and our friends that are in that way around the world. These are our own humankind women. Period. End of story. It's not right. It's not a thing that should be forgotten. It's not a thing that should be allowed. And I say off with their heads. The Taliban themselves. Seriously. Why not? I think a lot of people would be like okay with that, right? I mean, 9/11. Hello. That's coming up around the corner and we're acting like, oh, big deal. Right? These are the ones that would harm and or kill those of us here on the home front. Period. End of story.
It was like one of those last summer
right
days
here.
that you had.
The longest shadow, 20 years later, 9/11 families seek justice and peace. 20 years later, with more than 70 million Americans born since the crucible of the attacks, the legacy of 9/11 remains, from airport security to civilian policing to the most casual parts of daily life. It would be impossible to identify something that remains untouched and unaffected by those hours in 2001. ABC News revisits the attacks and unwinds their aftermath. You'll see a lot of stories on that as well in and around the news. Of course, we cannot forget these things, even though it's 20 years later. We just cannot. Whether you think it was a government conspiracy or not, it happened, period, end of story. And if you know somebody that lived through this, it was a dark time in our history. And yet, who was more responsible than ever before with this? Who was kind of jeering and saying, yay, off with the U.S.? Who were the ones celebrating the dismal situation that we all found ourselves in? Yeah. Hello, Taliban. Yeah, we cannot forget our fallen. We cannot forget those that have done exactly what they could do during the worst time in human history in and on the American soil. Period. End of story. You cannot say, oh, okay, we're going to let those people just get away with it. And yet it seems like 20 years later, boy, have they. All right, people, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned. You like to talk to your saw before you eat it so you can let them know you're in charge, Jesse?
Yeah, I got to show who's in charge. Hey, lettuce, I'm in charge here.
No, you got to say thank you, lettuce, for giving up your life for my body's nutrient system. Sheesh.
There was a movie where food talks.
Oh, what movie was that?
Sausage Party. I only saw it once. Once is all you really need to see it, because I don't think I can go through it again. But it's an interesting movie.
Isn't that terrible? Like, okay, I get people that don't want to eat meat, right? I get that because you think about, animals. But then, like, you have your actual, like, okay, fruits and vegetables, right? The obvious nutrients for your body. And they start talking to you. You're like, what am I going to eat ever? Like, nothing, because it all talks to you. That'd be scary. That'd be a scary situation. Although you lose the pounds pretty quick, right, Jesse?
Right. Oh, my God. That's a disturbing fact. Why would you do that?
All right, let's see.
So this guy, his name is Little Uzi Vert. He's a rapper, okay?
Okay.
He had a pink diamond surgically implanted into his forehead.
Is he trying to do, like, the Marvel character? What was his name?
Vision? Yeah, I thought that too. No.
I can see that.
And I'm just like, okay, apparently some fans ripped it off his head.
Oh.
He was able to save the diamond, but
no,
I'm sorry. If you have a diamond implanted in your head, someone's gonna rip it out.
No, but who would rip it out, Jesse? Wait, I got to see this guy. Hold on. What rapper is his name?
Little Uzi Vert.
It's a diamond?
It's a diamond worth like 20 million. Of course someone's going to rip it out.
Oh, shoot. Well, no wonder. It's 24 million?
Right? I'm like, why would you do that? So, yeah.
Hold on. Okay, we need some.
I'd be afraid. Like that's like putting a target on your head. You're literally carrying money on your forehead.
Well, you know what? It kind of okay. Oh God, it doesn't even look good. Like I would have like made it look better, like a Vision type thing, like like the superhero. But it kind of it looked like a botch. It's kind of yikes. But we need to bring this up. We need perspective here, Jesse.
I'm like, oh my God, why would you do that? I'm afraid to put earrings and piercings in my skin because I'm afraid if I get in a fight, someone's gonna rip it out.
You know, that is thinking ahead, Jesse. That's what I appreciate about you.
5 seconds. Here we go.
Download your free phone app today.
Welcome back. This is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, where you can download the app. It's free, and we got lots of great programming throughout the day. Jesse is keeping up with the latest stories, including little Uzi Vert's situation over there. Jesse, what's going on?
Yeah, I just like to go through random articles and just figure out. This one would just caught my head where it says Little Uzi Vert says 24 million diamond on his forehead was ripped off by fans at a music festival. Well, that drew my attention. I'm like, why would you have a diamond implanted in your head? So apparently, while attending the reopening and 18th anniversary party of Jay-Z's 4040 Club, the 26-year-old rapper spoke with TMZ on the red carpet, where he revealed that fans ripped out the pink diamond he had in his forehead when he dove into a crowd at the Rolling Music Festival in July. What do you expect to happen?
Oh, shoot.
I mean, seriously, you have like a 24 million diamond implanted in your head. People are poor. Of course they're gonna rip it out. I'm surprised someone doesn't rip it out while he's walking out on the street.
Well, I mean,
he literally has a fortune on his forehead.
Well, probably, yeah. 24 million can get you a lot of things. Well, you know what? Let's see. And Maria in social media says a drug addict would rip it out. So that's true. Well, here's the thing. I have no idea how to feel about this. I really don't. He added optimistically, "I'm feeling good. I still have the diamond, so I'm feeling good." He revealed, "I had a show at Rolling Loud, and I jumped into the crowd, and they kind of ripped it out." Did they rip part of it out, some of it out, all of it out? I don't know. According to this, perhaps making the situation even more unfortunate, he removed the diamond earlier this summer, but had it reimplanted specifically for Rolling Loud. So he removed it. So something in the price said, I probably should kind of leave it at home. But then he said, nah, let me put it back in. For the time being, he's wearing a barbell piercing in place of the pink diamond until he decides whether to put it back in. So he got smart after that, Jesse.
I mean, I would too when you were walking around with $24 million attached to your head.
Oh, man. This is like diamond rings for ladies, right? You always got to be careful of who's looking at it. So there you go. Needless to say, his bowl piercing has fascinated fans, especially since he revealed that he could die if it isn't removed properly. That makes sense. At the time, he shared a photo of the diamond embedded with blood streaming down his forehead. Oh, man. The hip-hop star announced his... Oh, you know what? Okay, I see this. Okay, so he had... I have the wrong picture here. Hold on. I want to show you this, all right? I'm not going to lie. He kind of... I think he was going for a Vision thing. Anybody that knows Marvel Avengers, you know this, right, Jesse?
Okay.
All right. So the diamond in his forehead... Actually, you haven't seen a picture of it, huh?
No, I have not seen it. No, I'm trying to make it. I don't want to see it now.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to bring it up. Hold on. So we weren't ready for this story, but I'm like, okay, I'll give him credit where credit is due up to a point. Okay, I'm going to show you a okay picture about it. I wouldn't go pink necessarily, but whatever. I'm not going to judge, and yet I'm judging. I know, I get it, whatever. Okay, so here is a picture of him with the pink one, all right? Oh, what kind of stone is it, by the way, Jesse? Do you have information on that?
All it says is that it's a natural pink diamond. And I know pink diamonds aren't really too common, so it's pretty rare.
Yeah. So it's a pretty rare picture that you could find.
Okay, I see. That actually looks pretty cool. I mean...
I would choose green, though, if I had to go with a color. I don't know that I would wear pink.
Yeah, I think he chose it because it was such a rare stone. But, yeah, I don't... It looks cool. I don't know about surgically embedding it in my forehead cool, but maybe like some super glue cool or something that not gonna like rip off my skin.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to bring it up. It's a difficult picture to get, probably because of copyright issues, but whatever. You know what? Then I'll just show it where it actually is bleeding, but that probably is the better one to show people. It's pretty graphic, but he posted it on his social media. So I'll post... I don't know which one I want to post. Should I post the one that is more graphic or the one that you want to look away? It shows you... I think this is a good lesson for people not to do. That way they don't follow in his footsteps. All right, so this is a post on his social media. We'll probably get banned for this, but whatever. There it is. And there you go. He says, if I don't get it took out the right way, I could die. No, seriously. So that... At first it looked kind of cool in one picture, but I guess... Then of course you're like, okay, so yeah, somebody. Oh, that's just all bunch of no. Do you see that, Jesse? I can't. say enough things about what not to do anymore with that.
No. Oh my God, I just got the picture right now. Yeah, don't do that. Oh my God.
Put that in your head of what not to do, people. All right, so there you go. Let's see. Mario says,
with all piercings, there's going to be blood, so.
yeah, but that was after the concert situation, so...
Ooh, that's worse. Okay, never mind. I'll take that out of my head. Go ahead.
There you go. All right, Mario says, wow, certified natural, fancy, vivid pink diamonds are the most expensive diamonds on the market, ranging in price from $30,000 to $100,000 per carat, 20 times the price of a white diamond. Again, just don't embed it on your forehead, seriously. All right, I imagine, like, I'm going to off with your head and then surgically remove it myself. That's what the Taliban would do. See how I tied that all around there for everyone? So don't visit Afghanistan anytime soon with that embedded in your forehead. People want money for it. All right, people, I appreciate you. It is that time where we have to say goodbye. I will say, keep in thoughts for our own people here in the home front. New Orleans is still having lots of problems there. The flash flood and 500,000 residents are still without power. More news on that coming up next here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. That's Jesse. I'm Aaron. Make it a great day, everyone. Bye-bye. And for the rest of you tuning in, I appreciate you. Yep, it is the latest. A flash flood has been issued for New Orleans until later tonight, as Louisiana is still doing really bad. Some regions of Louisiana could see 2 to 4 inches of heavy rain, threatening neighborhoods still picking up the pieces from the hurricanes on record to hit the state. Ida killed 11 people in Louisiana, left almost 1 million without power, as it dumped more than 13 inches of rain in some communities. That's according to a local utility company, Energy. Ida damaged or destroyed more than 14,000 poles, 2,223 transformers, and 155 transmission structures. That's a lot of work that the power companies are going to have to keep up with. 500,000 customers remain without electricity more than a week. If you go to poweroutage.us, you'll find out the areas hit hardest. So do remind people to, again, use, this is when you need those type of like things like solar powered things that help charge up your battery or charge up radio devices to make sure that you're okay with things. These are the type of things I say be aware and have on hand. The region is experiencing hot and humid conditions. Temperatures reach 90. The humidity, it feels like 100 degrees, forcing a heat advisory as well. Several regions are without power. Some have been placed under boil water advisories, while other homes are suffering from structural damages. So you got to boil the water before you actually drink it. Power lines and trees across southern Louisiana were uprooted by the 172 mile per hour winds. Though the flash flood could hinder recovery efforts, the storm in the southern Gulf is not predicted to become a tropical cyclone as it winds through the Gulf of Mexico. But officials are still telling residents, please stay alert. The National Weather Service warns residents to move to higher ground, be cautious at night when it's harder to recognize flood dangers, and never, ever, ever drive their car into floodwaters. President Joe Biden visited on Friday, linking Ida's destruction to climate change and urging rebuilding efforts to take into account the growing impact of environmental disasters. He said, quote, things are changing so drastically in terms of the environment. We've already crossed certain thresholds. We cannot build back a road, a highway, or bridge, or anything to what it was before. I mean, you got to build back to what it is now, what's needed now. So again, a lot of questions on that. They're looking on things on a big global scale, and that's where we're at. Surprise, surprise. We talk about that for what, 80 years or so? Seriously? No? 30? 20? 10? 15? What was it? Did we not talk about this before? I know. It's always been here. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Well, let's keep the Earth here for times and then some and make sure it's more stable than not. All right, people. I'm out of time. Make it a good one.